All right, how to be a man in today's society. Normally, an oil change on vehicles would have been a normal thing, normally. Yeah. So, in this new strange world that we live in, changing an oil, something so simple, we used to consider changing motors and transmissions something a little bit difficult, but not oil. So, this is how to be a man in today's society. So, we're going to change the oil on the 2022 Honda Odyssey, and we're going to use full synthetic oil. Synthetic oil lasts a lot longer and it's better on your camshaft and internal parts. And to do this project on the 2022 Honda Odyssey 3.5 liter V6, we're going to use a Fram oil filter. Okay, that's this Ultra, and then we're using the extended protection Valvoline full premium synthetic 020 weight is what it calls for. 17 millimeter wrench, socket wrench, and then we have a variety of oil wrenches for the filter. And then we have a quart cup for the extra quart. Takes 5.5. So these have 5 quarts, and then we'll add a half of that, which is 16 ounces is a half a quart. So we'll see how that goes. So you need the proper tools, a light, the red funnel, wheel chocks, and jack stands for your safety. Also the oil pan, and then your floor jack. So first, we will shock the wheels up, make sure the vehicle is in park and the parking brake is on. So we'll slide those under here, but not too far because you don't want them to grip when you jack it up. So you want to protect in case it rolls back on you. Would stop it from rolling back on you. We're looking for the spot to jack the motor up, and that's right here. This is where you want to jack the engine up. The vehicle, it's part of the chassis. Jack the vehicle up. Not the engine, the vehicle. It's on the chassis bar there. All right. And then we'll continue standing up so we can get some leverage. That. You want to get it up high enough to put your jack stands under it. Jack it up high enough to get your jack stands under it. To be able to safely resume with confidence. All right, we have the jack stands wedged under the A-arms. If you go higher, you can put it under the frame rail, but I'm not trying to go too high because I'm already on a hill. So we have it chalked up, and then So what I do is I put it under the A-arms, and I still leave the jack there, because if the jack fails, that'll be my fail-safe, hopefully, and save the day if something were to fuck up with the jack. All right? How to be a man in 2023. Making America great again. So, oil pan. Boom. 17 millimeter socket. Once again, we're changing the oil on a 2022 Honda Odyssey 3.5 liter. 0-20 weight, says it right on there. And engine specs. We're using full synthetic 0-20 extended protection and Fram premium filter. And we have the oil wrenches, 17 millimeter socket, and the funnel. Oil pan. So now, I have to get under here and find where the oil plug is and the filter is in this thing. Normally you would change your oil about every 3,000 miles if you're just buying regular convention oil, but I buy the premium, and the premium literally says you can go literally 12,000 miles, but anywhere from 5 to 10,000, whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you got a new vehicle, I would say 5. If you got an older one that you really don't know too much about, it's got a lot of miles, I would just do it every 10,000, because it's already wore out anyways, and it's not like you're trying to make it last 1,000 years. The average person gets a new vehicle every 5 to 10 years anyway, so protect the new ones. The old ones, just keep them maintaining on the road, is what I always say. Maintenance more than protection for the old ones. Protect the new ones, because you don't want your new ones to fail too quickly. The older ones, you can go a little bit longer because your parts are just about wore out anyways, and why spend a shitload of money continuously putting very expensive full synthetic oil in it? It's not necessary, unless you want to keep that vehicle for 1,000 years. But our goal is to make this thing last 5 to 10, and then ones that are 5 to 10 years old, just maintain it until you can actually afford or want to get another one. Here's the oil plug. It's a 17 millimeter. A lot of pussies wear gloves, but hell, if you're a mechanic, usually not a pussy, so I don't even know why I make these videos with gloves on. What's a little bit of oil gonna do? So, and that's what comes out, black oil, even though it's synthetic. This has been 5,000 miles on this one, but honestly it turns black in the next couple days from the wear and tear of the engine and the camshafts and stuff rolling around. Here, lifters and valves and all that going on. So we will locate the filter while we're waiting on that to drain out. And it's going to be, the filter's hiding back here. The filter's right here. So get your hands nice and dry and get it off. This is part 1 on how to drain the oil. Then part 2 will be filling it, and part 3 will be on how to reset the oil refill life on the vehicle of the 2022 Honda Odyssey. Okay, once again, there's the oil filter. Already got it broke loose with the oil wrench. then you'll stick your hand up here. Make sure your pan's moved over, because it's going to start draining. And then it'll just fall down. Have to keep turning it counterclockwise, of course. When you change these, you have to make sure that you verify that the gasket is still on the oil filter and not on the engine. Dump that out. Have a look at it. There's the gasket on top. So the old one displays the gasket. Then just drop it in there. Use floor dry for this. Same thing as cat litter. Works just as good. And then you're gonna want to get into here and then clean all this up, all the oil off the chassis, aka frame, and all the oil off the engine itself before you put the new filter on. And always take your new filter and put oil on the gasket before you put it on. And I like to add oil to it because when you're starting the engine up, the filter, which is this, shouldn't be dry. You don't want your filter dry. So there's your new gasket, new oil filter, and then we'll crack open a new 5-quart. I always buy 2 of these. It's a lot more affordable to buy in bulk. Probably have more than not enough. And fill that baby up. Do not worry about spilling oil in your garage because you have floor dry. You should, which is, like I said, the cat litter stuff. And it's a garage. It's made to work. You don't need to go to a special, oh my God, it's a fucking garage. You got motorcycles, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, construction shit, pool shit. This is a garage. It's made to work. Do not worry about getting it dirty because you can always clean it right back up. And time is of the essence. We're all chasing time. Okay. So first, before putting the plug in and the new oil, we're gonna get under here. We're gonna find those threads. We're filling up the new filter and has oil in it. Half the shit I work on, I can't see, especially these foreign vehicles. So you gotta learn how to work blindly and feel your way around. So I can't see what the camera can see, but I've been doing this since I was a kid. So I changed my first transmission when I was 16 years old. I changed the oil with my stepdad since I was like 12 or 13, and everything that you could imagine, motorcycles, quads, and working on those since I was a kid. So you learn pretty much feel your way around a vehicle. And on oil filters, you want to just get them snug with your hands. They have a gasket, and you should have a good grip as a man anyways. don't want to damage the filter. But you want a good snug fit. Okay, so the new filter is verified and on, and then we'll continue to wipe the oil up, and then part 3 we will fill the oil. And yeah, so there's the old oil. We'll fill the oil up after we put the drain plug in there and the oil pan. We're gonna put the drain plug in now so I can show you what's going on. You wanna make sure you got a good drain plug, that it's not stripped out, solid, and you got a good crushed washer that has not been crushed too much, because you should only go snug on these. And then you also wipe off any oil on the engine, because when you go to fire this baby up, you don't want it to smoke, and you don't want oil dripping somewhere or burning. You want a clean vehicle when you're done, and then you can clean your garage up later. But the main thing is the vehicle being clean and ready to go. Okay, so first you always want to finger tight everything. That way you know that your threads are going in without crossing up. If they're not going in smooth, that means they're crossing up. There's no sense in wrenching away on something. People use torque wrenches. That's for beginners. Torque wrench lets you know that you're at the right spec, so you don't over tighten or under tighten. But when you've been doing this for years, you should know what snug is. And snug is, once it's tight, you do a quarter turn after that. If you can't figure that out, then I would suggest that you don't even change your own oil and just pay guys like me to do it. There's only a few of us left, so good luck. We charge a shitload of money for anything these days because the demand is ridiculous. And that's why I'm making this video, to help people. Get this out of the way here. All right. Okay. So that's tight, and then quarter turn, that's it. Boom. Wipe the oil off. All right. Let's show you what that looks like. That's the bolt. Got jack stands. And keep the jack for, so you got 3 supports and you got wheel chocks in the back. Okay, the wrench needs to be out of here. Everything needs to be out of here. Get your oil out. We're gonna pull the jack stands out, and then the light and the jack. So everything under here is tight, ready to go. And then we'll do another video on filling it. Okay, like I said, this vehicle takes 5.5 quarts when you change the oil and filter. It's a 3.5 liter, and I use Valvoline Extended Protection Premium Full Synthetic. And here's the funnel. So I start off by filling it up with 5 quarts, then lowering the engine and letting it run, and then shut it back off. Wait about 5 minutes, let the oil go and settle through the camshaft and back down to the pan, and check the engine while off with your dipstick and see where you're at. It'll let you know if you need to add another 1/2 quart or where you're at. So start off with 5 because it says 5.5. Don't try to do 5.5 first. You can lower your vehicle before you put the oil in. It's your choice. It's all preference, whatever. All right, so we're gonna finish filling this up with 5 quarts. Lower it, fire the vehicle up, let it run for a couple minutes, get the oil pumping, and shut it off for about 5 minutes and let it settle. and check and see where we're at. Next video coming up. Okay, so let's run through what we've done so far. We've chalked the back wheels to make sure that the vehicle doesn't roll back, and put the parking brake on and the vehicle's in park. This is a 2022 Honda Odyssey 3.5 liter. We're changing the oil again. We have jack stands under the A-arms because I do not want to jack it up any higher than that on a hill, or I would normally put it under the frame rails. So they are holding the vehicle for a fail-safe, and I keep the jack under it as well. So I have three things, 2 jack stands and the jack stabilizing the vehicle with wheel chocks in the back, and it's in park with the parking brake on. Working on a slight hillside. Changing the oil. So there's the dipstick, and down there is the oil cap, and it says on it 0W20, which is the weight of the oil. And again, like I said, we use the synthetic. I use a synthetic 020 extended protection, full synthetic. It's way better than conventional oil. And then I use the ultra synthetic Fram filter. My experience, these are very good. This vehicle with a complete oil change and filter change requires 5.5 liters. So, or 5.5 quarts, I'm sorry. And this is 5 quarts. So we'll start off what we did, put 5 quarts in, and then we'll let it run and measure it and see what we need, and then use a measuring cup to see how many more ounces that we need, whether it's a half quart, which is 16 ounces, or less or more. I do keep the vehicle on the jack stands and the jack after changing the oil and letting it sit for a minute, and then I'll fire the vehicle up and let it run for a few minutes, and I make sure that there's already oil in the filter before I put the new filter on, so the filter's never dry. And let the engine run for a few minutes, shut it off, let it cool down, and before lowering the vehicle, make sure the vehicle's off, crawl under the vehicle, and look for leaks. You want to look at your drain plug, you want to look at the gaskets, and you want to look around your filter. That's why we do not, or I do not, lower the vehicle until the job is complete. A lot of people will jack these suckers up, drain the oil quick, pull the plug out, take the filter off, put a new one in. They'll even put filters in dry. It doesn't make any sense. They won't even lubricate the gaskets. And they'll put it in quick, and then they'll drop it off the jack stands and drop it down and fill it up, start it up, say, here you go. Well, that's really fast and not very smart though, because now they don't know if there's any leaks under the vehicle. So you want to start it, let it run for a little bit, shut the vehicle off, let it cool down, then crawl under it and see and inspect for any leaks before lowering the vehicle. That way you know not only did you do an oil change, you also don't have any leaks, or you do have leaks and they need to be attended. So the next video, I will show you how, well, I keep saying fucking we, there used to be we. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with today's society. Not many people want to work anymore, and that's why I'm making this video, to try to fucking take back America and make America great again by showing people how to change their own oil, or help their dads do it, learn from their dad. A lot of kids are, it's not their fault, it's what they're taught in school, and it's what our technology has taken over, and they're just stuck on their phones or their games. And even adults are. It's pretty fucking sad. So we're trying to make America great again and take it back by making videos on how to change oil, how to change transmission fluid, how to fucking change a transmission, anything. How to ride a fucking four-wheeler, how to use a clutch, how to fire up a Harley Davidson and hear that fucking motor roar, not some piece of shit fucking electric bullshit. What it's like to ride a 450R dirt bike, which is the fastest fucking dirt bike that there is, other than the 500R that they discontinued back in the 90s. And what it's like to raise hell on 400Zs. What it's like to have a fucking toolbox and retro skateboards and bicycles and ride those and use tools and pressure washers and put roofing on your own fucking house instead of paying someone thousands of dollars to do it. So you're either going to pay guys like me, which are very few of us left. A lot of my buddies didn't make it. Blue collar workers, the majority have either retired or sadly some of them have already passed away. And some of us continue to troll on and clean our lives up and stay away from excessive alcohol and drug use, so we don't become victims. And that's what was normal in the 90s growing up in these trades, blue collar trades, was alcohol and drug use. Drug use was for extended work hours, kind of like football players today. They use steroids. And they're like, wow, that guy's really good. He can go forever. Look how muscly he is, but he's on steroids. Just like Lance Armstrong, all those guys. Everybody thought Usain Bolt was amazing until they found out he was on steroids. And what it causes is a short life, heart disease, enlarged heart. Drugs usually lead to addiction, then overdose. So when you're doing something very physical, which is blue collar or high athletic sports, a lot of people like to use drugs to cheat, and they also like to use drugs when they're done to relax. Instead, these are my drugs. I get high on life. I ride a fucking Harley Davidson, 1800cc. That's a badass engine. I ride a fucking dirt bike. I ride skateboards. And I get my kids out here. It's like fucking pulling teeth, but yeah. Get them out here and show them around and let them ride with me and teach them and try my best. But I'm also fighting school, the new school systems, trying to teach kids different things. And they took auto out of auto mechanics and auto body out of schools. And now you have to go to a special vocational school for wood shop and all that stuff that was standard when I was growing up. So it's up to us dads, and we're fighting against the school systems, and we're fighting against technology when they're like, well, right here it says on Google. Well, you know what I say? Well, fuck what Google says. And fuck the fucking games, the Call of Duty and Fortnite for fucking hours and hours. And get out here and raise some hell in real life. This is a real live video game. Your whole life is either a movie or you're watching guys like me create movies on YouTube. Or you can create your own movie. Or you can sit on your fucking fat ass, or lazy ass, skinny ass, whatever the fuck ass you got, and watch other people do it or play games. But wouldn't you like to feel what it's like to raise hell on your own rather than moving your fucking thumbs? So my videos are about kind of what Donald Trump is explaining, even though I'm sure he never did any of this shit that I'm doing, obviously. He sees what's gone on, and what I have seen is not too many people want to do blue-collar jobs. Not too many people want to ride a four-wheeler, shift gears, learn how to use a clutch, or work on their own stuff. So they end up playing video games and paying guys like me, the few of us that are left. And trust me, we charge a fucking arm and leg because there's such a high demand for blue-collar workers. If guys would just focus on getting in shape to be able to handle this kind of work that's very demanding and taxing on the body, stay in shape, stay away from drugs, stay away from high alcohol use. It's okay to throw a couple back, obviously. And these are your drugs. Come hang with me. It's not about being a millionaire. It's about living your fucking life. You cannot take the money to the grave. This is all you have, and Be good at it. Fix your own shit. Don't rely on somebody else. Don't rely on another man to do your work. Don't rely on a video game to have your fun. Experience what it's like for your heart to feel like it's falling out of your chest, pounding away, or it's like going to Kings Island and getting on a roller coaster. People are so afraid. Jump on a fucking roller coaster. Get on the Orion. Free fall. Anyways, I can go on forever about that shit. Let's make America great again. Let's get off our fucking asses. Get out here and do some work. Work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. Work hard, and then fucking play hard. That's what my videos are going to be about. Working hard and playing hard. It's not going to be about making millions of dollars. That's easy. Anybody can go around and be Elon Musk if you want to dedicate your entire fucking life to sitting at an office building and trying to figure out how to go to the fucking outer space, Mars, wherever the fuck he's going, and back. What kind of life is that? But he'd like to jump on one of those. He doesn't have time. He doesn't make time. He has time. He just doesn't make it. So don't make time to be a millionaire. Make time to make America great again. Work on your own shit. Have fun with your own shit. Ride your own shit. Stop buying electric bullshit and start buying combustion engines that fucking go boom when they fire up. And it wakes the whole fucking neighborhood up when you rev that motherfucker up. Take off on a fucking wheelie, hit a jump. Live your fucking life. Stop living in the fucking Matrix and stop living in the video games and social media all fucking day long, or just watch my fucking videos and see what it's like to be a fucking man, and then maybe you'll want to be one too. Or women that want to have fun too. This is for everybody, actually. All right. Back to the real world. I'm gonna finish this sucker up, drop it down, and then we'll do a video on how to reset the change oil digitally and making America great again. Taking America back. Takes more than one person. Let's go. Get off your ass. Okay, so again, we're on the 2022 Honda Odyssey, and then you see the wrench there. We obviously have everything digital on these new vehicles. So the wrench, you go to your settings right here, or you can go to the screen and hit settings. So what we're doing is changing the oil, but we want to find out what the wrench is. So we're gonna hit the home screen button there. Okay, then hit enter until you go to warnings. You want to know what the fuck the warning is. All right, well, hood open is one. That's awesome. Maintenance, past due. This says it's past due 2,152 miles. That's if you use conventional oil. I don't use conventional oil. I use extended life, fully synthetic oil, which goes 5 times longer if I wanted to. But anyways, that's a whole nother fucking video. So, we're gonna click on that. Scrolling down with my thumb here, hitting the scroll down, then where it says maintenance and the wrench, hit enter. Tire pressure, let's check the tire pressure. Okay, so you want to run your tires on the Honda Odysseys at about 42 for a comfortable ride. I wouldn't go any more than 45. So it looks like we're at about 42 all the way around, a pound or 2 pounds per square inch on the back. But you're pretty much about where you want to be right there. All right. 1 pound or 2 is not going to make a difference. Plus, these things are not 100% accurate, so they could all be 42 or they could all be 41 or a little bit off. As long as they're not crazily off, you're fine. Okay, so we know that's fine. All right, click out of that. Go back to warnings, and then scroll down. Maintenance, oil life. Okay, what do we do here? We are on oil life, and it says we are literally 2,152 miles past due. That's because they want to get in there and change your oil with some cheap bullshit. But if you change it yourself, you're really not past due. You're right on time, actually. Earlier, with used full synthetic oil. So what we'll do on enter, I will. Why the fuck do I keep saying we? All right. I'll hold enter down with my thumb until that completely disappears. Or you can go to settings and do the same thing on this screen. Okay? So, all right. So cancel all items. Boom. Reset complete. Oil life 100%. Now the reason I canceled all items because this is a brand new vehicle. It doesn't need anything else. You could go to what you're working on. If it said transmission or whatever the hell it says, you could hit one at a time, but I have nothing else that needs to be done. All right, so bam. The only other warning is the hood's open. So that's it. And you can do it in settings. Scroll down. Vehicle. So driver says it's a keyless meter, blah 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 blah. Scroll down. Maintenance information. Driver assistant, door setup, blah blah blah. Maintenance information. Oil filter. Reset. We already did it. Cancel. Back to home. That's it. So the oil has been changed with full synthetic oil and a new filter on the 2022 Honda Odyssey. How to be a man, how to take America back and make America great again. Let's go. It takes more than one person. It takes a team of us. United we stand, divided we fall.